I'm not sure if it's just Elon Musk hate or if it's true, but Grok seems to be the worst of the
Grok's a
major
fucking
ones.
loser, dude. He's a fucking loser. Even ChatGPT is a fucking dork.
Who's cool?
Sometimes he eats, but like I'll be like, yo, I need can you name this video or something? I hear my videos about this. And he'll be like, why don't you try these? And I'm like, you're such a loser sometimes. Why? Just be yourself. I'm like, don't talk. He like talks to me like he's making a video or something. He always, and I'm like, don't do that. You don't need to speak like a human. You can just be short and robotic. That's kind of cool.
ChatGPT is giving people ads now in their requests. Did you see that? Tons of people are posting about it where like there will be like an offering from Target. One of them had like some political action group sponsoring it. Like there were ads at the bottom of the messaging.
I keep saying enjoy it now. A lot of people are they hate on it now, and they're gonna end up like using it later because there's gonna be no avoiding it. But
you're gonna ask it something like, "Are seed oils bad for you?" And it's like, "No, idiot. This post brought to you by the McDonald's Corporation."
When I Google something, it gives me like a list of 10 results. I usually look at like 3 to 5 of them, sort of cross check and fact check and see if there's like a consensus. And that's just how I use Google. When I chat GPT something, it tells me the answer and I just kind of accept it. Every once in a blue moon, I'll like it'll link to a source and I'll see what that is. But mostly I just accept it. Skeptically, my wife, on the other hand, I heard the new term third-party thinker, right? Which is someone who just asks ChatGPT something and accepts the answer like on the spot. And it's mostly about training dogs, so it's not terribly dangerous. How do I get a dog to come? How do I potty train a dog? But yeah, it's good that she gets bad answers every now and then and knows to stay on her toes, because something about the usage pattern of AI, you just get the answer and stop.
Does GPT not always have a big list of like where it's pulling the information from? Because that's often how I use Grok, is just a rapid fire aggregator of things, because it's better than Google's results now, because Google results stink. But if you ask Grok a question that used to like give these sorts of results on Google, like, give me an answer about this issue that has 10 sources and provide them all. And then it'll have all those. And then if you want, you can just scroll past the Grok summary and just have all those links aggregated in regard to the story. Because if you were to go to Google and type that nowadays, you're going to get 7 ads. You're going to get 2 things that are tangentially related and 1 thing that you want.
A little of both. I'm looking at some of my recent stuff. I asked it if nuclear power was subsidized based on a conversation we had, and it gave me all the different sources it used to pull its answer. And then I asked it what speedball was, because I didn't really know, also based on a conversation we had. And there was no source at all for it. It just explained it. So both.
Yeah. And like I find that I accept it less critically if it's a question that has nothing to do with anything. Like if I ask it like a recipe thing, and I tell it to aggregate a bunch of stuff, and then I like glance at the answer, and it's like, okay, there appears to only be one correct way to do ribs in a smoker, and it just put the exact same.
I've never had a bad experience with recipes.
And so recipes are easy, but if you ask it something controversial, you have to you got to check the sources they're pulling from, because sometimes it's just not reliable.
Yeah, I've asked it before times. I've been like, are you sure?
Dude, I love every once in a while, I'm just so fascinated by internet comments that don't get AI, like they're bamboozled by everything, where like I'll search out and I'll try and find like absurd AI videos, and then you find like boomer posts under them of people one of them is a guy who's 10 times the width of Tom Hardy in Batman, and he's like in a Hannibal Lecter setup in a courtroom, but he has hundreds of chains around him. And the judge is like, I sentence you to 7,000 years. And he's like, unchain me and say that again. And there's like boomers in the comments. It's like, obviously AI. And they're like, don't have to wonder what he did to get here, brother. And it's like, what the fuck is that? What are these alternate realities that everybody's living? And then what percentage of those are bots themselves that aren't identifying it and that are just mirroring
everything? There was bots except you.
That seems likely too. There's a few people looking and laughing, and then a couple people caught up in it, and then a lot of bots, and It feeds back into that dead internet theory, right?
Yeah, I think the dead internet theory is simultaneously true and overblown. Like there's a lot of things just scraping the internet, there's reading it and gathering that data, indexing it, etc. All the different search engines are one example. And people are like, oh, the internet traffic is AI. It's like, okay, the internet traffic is robots, but that's not the same thing as content creation. The content creation, I think, is a much smaller part of it, but growing.
I bet the percentage of posts on X is way higher than you would think. I bet a lot of them are bots and bot networks meant to stoke the fires of division.
X is in a tricky spot. It's the only shrinking social media platform. Like Reddit is growing, actually, I'm not sure about Facebook, but like Instagram is growing. All the other major platforms you can think of are growing in terms of traffic, except X. So
Really?
if they were, I looked at it recently. So if they were, if they got real like hardcore about removing bot traffic, it would look even worse.
Oh yeah, it's in their best interest not to like fish out every AI bot that might be propping their service up. It not just traffic wise, but just the engagements that are being created because of the bots of real people. It's probably propping the whole thing up on just fake accounts. But I always think that
purges. Like
I always think that it's Russia and China and our enemies at large paying for bot farms in India, Pakistan, and Nigeria to just stoke the flames of division. Like something awful will happen in our country where it's like, what the fuck did they let that guy out of prison for? He killed all these people now. Like the party of law and order, my ass. But it probably would have just been a poof and over that day. But you got 100,000 bots in there, like, yo, look at this one. This happened too, and it's fake. And like, oh, and look at this one, and like that was 8 years ago, and like they just keep stoking the flames, and then you coming back with fake leftoid accounts and fake right accounts, and just we just talked about how old people are just completely
they get bamboozled, dude.
Bamboozled by the AI videos, but I think most people are bamboozled by like a troll bot account on X. Like it would be easy to get into. I'm sure you've had arguments, Taylor, with a fucking bullshit bot from Pakistan before.
Oh, I don't know. That would be very funny, but I don't.
Yeah, you had asked about AI, and then that's how we started talking about art creators. It's because I was doing like I would do these DJ sets or whatever, but I made a background that was using the AI. I like took the still frames of the Raider costumes, and then I one by one put it into AI, and I was like, have this guy dance on the spot, but put him on a green screen. And they would just take it, and these different are the same thing with the rooster. I just took it and I was like, have it on a green screen, take the rooster, have it on a green screen dancing. And
I just noticed the rooster.
Yeah, and it's a sick move. Wait, where's my thing here? Hey, piss house. Yeah. I use it for things, something like that, like, or my background on Twitch, I'll put the workshops and stuff and have it animated. I use it for taking images like early on from the game, and I put it into AI. It was all the stuff that crafts into other stuff. And so I could like take AI, because it has these just two pictures that I saw on the subreddit. And I'd be like, I need springs. And he would be like, a ruined accordion or a bed. If you have a spring mattress, the mattress has springs in it.
Okay.
And I'd be like, cool. Or I'd find something. I'd be like, oh, I just found a motor. Do I need this for a quest? And you'd be like, you need 3 motors. And what I could have done is I could have actually had like a ledger going. I could have been like, okay, here's what I have, and taken a picture of my inventory and put it in. And then I could have also taken a picture of what you need. And then I could have been like, a motor, do I need that? And he'd be like, yeah, you have 2. So then if I find another motor. Yeah.
I tried to get AI to draw a picture of me today. I'm like, hey, can you give me, based on what you know about me, draw a picture of me, everything I've ever asked. And they're like, upload a picture of yourself. I was like, I'm Woody's Gamertag.
Out of every, okay. I was going to ask if.
And I said, I'm Woody's Gamertag. I have told it that before, but it didn't seem to know. Find pictures online of me, and then you make a picture of me. And It just wouldn't do it. It said some pictures might not be recent, which is true. And it had excuse after excuse. And I couldn't talk it into just drawing a picture of me because I wanted to see what it would come up with. Wouldn't do it. I bet you could get it to do it.
This is like months ago at this point, like probably a better part of a year. AI wasn't, it's still decent, but not where it is now. And I saw that trend happening. And so I asked the Twitter one where I was like, based on my posts, show me what you think I look like. And it was like Grok always generates 4 images and so like a little mosaic, and I think 3 out of 4 I was a black baseball player. Like, and I've never posted about baseball ever, and so like that made me think like this thing's taking a bit of a shot in the dark. Maybe if I asked to do it now it would be different, but it was literally just a black baseball player.